Well, today I'm going to be doing something a little different, something that I really not even a fan of, but I'm going to try and see if I can like it. They got me a set of air shocks to put on the rear. Because this thing, when I fill it up with 25 gallons of fuel, it wants to sit kind of low in the back and high in the front. And I don't like that horse crap, so I'm going to take my old shocks off, swap these on in there, and that way I can haul some stuff in the back too without it squatting. Because my exhaust is already low. That way I can probably jack it up a little bit and not hit stuff as much until I get some good exhaust. But maybe that'll do me good on this car. I don't know. So we'll start with taking these wheels off and jacking this car up and getting our old shocks out and putting them in. And then we'll have to mount the airline kit. So let's hop to it. Notice how it sits lower in the back? We don't do that stuff around these parts. For those of y'all who don't know, the 8-lug is more of a 2-piece wheel, if you want to call it that. This is the drum, not the center, and this is just the cap. And on the back, you have 5 lug nuts up under this, and once you loosen those, it comes off. So, figured I'd just pass that on to you, those of y'all who didn't know. Now on this shock here, we got a bolt up here, and way up here, we got another bolt. So just make sure if you're doing this crap, that you have blocks up under the car. After fighting for so long, I finally got this one out. Time to swap it out. Luckily, I put a block up under the rear end too, so it didn't come down all the way. Hey, there's that bolt. So I had so much trouble, it was dang rusted on there. What sucks is it didn't come with new bolts like this. But I can get those pretty easily. I should already have them. But it did come with new these for the bottom. I might as well take these off and replace them anyways. I mean, they're still good, but I'll just keep them. But might as well replace them while I'm here. That way, if I ever got to take them off, I ain't gonna worry about that nut spinning. As Buff Garages says, you just need a little tappy tap, and that comes right out. I literally just hit it with a socket, and it comes right out. So we'll take our new one. I'll come over here and see if I can get there. We go. And I'll just slide her on in. Well, I don't even know if that's right. But we might have to be putting the old one back in. I'll be back in a second. Well, that being aftermarket junk, of course it's not going to work. So, I guess we'll just have to put this back in and pretend I didn't do that. Find my old nut here. I'll just put it back on, give it a little ugga-dugga, and we'll be good to go. Okay, well luckily I have enough bolts laying around, I can go ahead and replace all those. And I replaced these bottom ones at the perch if I want to, because that hardware kit comes with them. Even though it's wrong when they're advertised for this car. I hate aftermarket, that's all I'm going to say about that. But these ought to be better, because these shocks, you just press them down and they don't come back. So, that would probably explain the problem a lot. Front seems to have been replaced at some time, probably 20 years ago, I don't know. These are probably the factory. I mean, they still got the blue on them somewhere. I think that's what color they come from the factory anyways, but it's about time they get replaced anyways. I don't want to mess up my new tires anyways because of a stupid set of shocks. So let's get this one mounted in there. Move on to the other side and get that airline kit hooked up. Alright, I got the new shock in place. Hang on. Now, get the new shock in place. The bolt. Then I got to put this wheel back on, do the other side, get all this crap out. Hook up the airlines, and I'm good. Now with 8 lugs, you might not be a NASCAR pit crew, but you got 8 lugs, extra safety if you want to go on that. Now, like I say, the airline ain't hooked up on these yet, but I'm about to let it down for the first time with these new shocks on this side. See what we got. Looking a lot better. I would say it looks a lot better. That's just one side, but gotta be better than them. Those don't even return. Heck, that one shock over here already stiffened it up. See, that's probably, I don't know how many pounds of effort, but on this side, barely any effort, and it wants to go all over the place. It's one thing I've always been able to do with that car. So I can just barely push it and it'll come, shocks come down. But the front should retire, but I might as well go ahead and get a new set of shocks because some back ones was bad. But on the front, alright, I pushed it down, it comes right back up. See? So they're probably still good, but I might go ahead and replace them. I don't know, it's probably another 60 bucks. We'll see how that goes. Now, for those of y'all that don't know, this car and many other cars, there are left-hand thread lug nuts on the driver's side. So when you go to taking them off, you want to tighten it instead. You notice how it comes off like that? See? Not right-hand threads. Some people change that. I'm not gonna do that. So remember, kids, righty loosey, lefty tighty. If you're on the driver's side, that is. Also, make sure to take a block of wood, slide up under the rear end, because you don't want the sensor falling on you when you take that shock loose. Just doesn't sound fun. Stuff you find on old cars. Old shock literally just has this bolt through it with a nut. And another nut. Well, it's the next day. Got that other shock on. Battery died on my phone, so I couldn't really film much more because it was taking forever to charge and I was running out of daylight. But went ahead and got the other shock on. I still gotta crawl up under there and put the airline kit on there, but I like them shocks. I think that'll make it ride a lot better too. So I'll have to get my airline kit on there and air them up. We'll probably even see how they go. They drive. Or ride, I should say. To do this, you gotta take your line, you slide that little O-ring on there, and you're gonna put this over it. And you're gonna slide this into the shock as far as you can, and then just kind of slide that up and tighten it down. You gotta do that both shocks, and then after you do that, you gotta kind of cut them and connect them both to this. And try and get equal line if you can. And then you gotta take this and run another line and mount this somewhere, and that's where you put your air in out. Simple enough. I need to get me a new dang filler neck seal ASAP. Just slowly dripping. And then I need to get a new seal for the dang plug on the tank. I don't know where I'm gonna get that. I tried to tighten it yesterday and it started seeping, but luckily I got it stopped. So the way I did it is I went ahead and ran my line to the shocks. And I'm gonna splice it in the center and put that little adapter piece in there. After I jack this car up, so I can get in there to cut it. And then I'm gonna run it to the back. And probably might mount it right here. Be a good spot. Or I could mount it to the bumper somewhere or another. Like over here. Or somewhere in that hole that's already there. Or I might just drill a little hole in that. This little piece right here. And do that instead. I don't know yet. Alright, well, I got that round, so I need to get these two. Get me 2 O-rings. And go ahead and hook this part right here up. And we'll keep it right here for right now. So I decided that I'm gonna just drill a hole right here. Right here. That way it's kind of easy to access. It's behind the tag. Actually, I might do it like right here. Just because I know that's about the center. But anyways, I'm gonna run this line over the top of the gas tank. I taped it up where it won't get stopped up. That way I don't have it dangling below the gas tank if I ever had to take it out. Because I'm not like engineers. I try to make things easier on the next guy or me, preferably, when I come back to do something. Because I don't think this car's ever going to be leaving me until I die. But that's going to be a while. Like I said before, you just take this little O-ring right here. Sorry for the video, and I'm sorry, I apologize for that. But just slide it on. Well, Okay, well, now I got that round to the gas tank, which if I were pull it, I can do it straight, which honestly it don't matter. That way it's out of the way, and I can pull the tank, and it's not gonna get in the way, but I'm gonna run the line right over here. I'm gonna drill a hole here first. That way that little plug sits there and bolt that in. That way it's easy to put air in and out of. So let me drill that hole, and I'll get that installed, and I'll come back. Well, I got the hole drilled. I just eyeballed it, but I use a step-up bit. Perfect fit. So I'll have to put that O-ring on, put that little plastic piece on, and mount this, and then we'll see if we can put some air in it. Well, as I said before, slide this on there, get your O-ring, slide it on there, and then you just slide it into the fitting and tighten her up. All right, well, I got this in here, and I like to leave a little bit of slack in my lines, that if I ever have to come back, or you know, you never know what's gonna happen. But and you don't want to cut too short, because then if you do that, you're screwed. This is about how much I had left over. I didn't want to leave that much on there, but this way I still have extra, and I can trim it down if I ever have to come back in here for some reason. But let's pump some air in it and see what it does. Hopefully we won't have any leaks. These are like the T-tops of the shocks. Yes, me, that makes sense. Okay, so it says 20 psi minimum air pressure, maximum air pressure 150 with the vehicle is fully loaded. Okay, so I put 25 or 30 in it. Step back here and see what it looks like. I don't think that looks too bad. Looks pretty good. I probably ought to replace the cool springs in it too, because I think they're pretty weak. But air shocks will do fine for now. Let's see how stiff it is. It's a little stiffer, but you don't want it too stiff. You still want it to ride good. That's one thing these cars are known for, is riding really good. So it's one step closer on this car. I have more coming on it as usual. One thing at a time though. I can't get it all done at once, but I'll see y'all in the next one. Y'all have a good one. Well, I just had to play around with it. I put a little extra air in there. I can put it all the way up to 150 psi. I think that's about 60 or 70 right there. Gives me a little more rake, which it probably won't ride all that good, but it looks cool.